Have you ever pondered that old cliche, seeing is believing? Evelyn Lundstrom has. She believes that people tend to believe what their eyes see. If someone looks professional, we'll believe that they are professional until they let us down. Evelyn is Managing Director of First Impressions Image Training and Consulting. She is a past president of and current VP of the Association of Image Consultants International Sydney chapter. She co-authored the book Executive Style and is currently writing another on How Not to Do Old, the definitive book on ways to stay young. Please welcome Evelyn Lundstrom.
Talk about you. This evening is really about you. And so what I'm about to talk about is, again, perceptions, because perception is everything. You know, if people get a perception about you, it's going to be very hard to change if it's not a very positive one. So when we're looking at how you see yourself, that's really important to be able to actually decide what that's all about. If I say to somebody, how do you see yourself? Who are you? Most people wouldn't even know how to answer that. They would tell me all about what they do, the job they've got, but not actually who they are. Okay, so looking at how you see yourself, you might want to cast a thought about, yeah, who are you? And then, if we're looking at then what you want others to see, let's hope that it's congruent with that. Okay, because if you see yourself one way and yet you want other people to see you the same way and they don't, okay, that's not so good, is it? Then there are times when you see yourself in one way and then you don't want people to see you in that way. It might be that you're very nervous standing up here in front of people and talking. You wouldn't want them to know that you're nervous. So I'm with Danielle, fake it till you make it, if that's the case. But then we get to what you think they see. Have you ever had that where you've wanted to put out a particular message and then you think, well, I'm hoping that that's what they actually see? The good thing is, if that's what they actually see, then that's amazing. Because when you think of those concentric circles, the closer they are together, okay, it becomes very, very powerful. Okay, you'll notice the people that have got a lot of charisma, a lot of presence, they have this real magic. They've got style, they've got grace, and the larger that section, that crossover section in the middle is, the more charisma you've got. It's quite amazing. Do you know the people that have got charisma? I think of straight away Richard Branson. He's got a very, very strong brand, hasn't he? Not only does he have a very strong personal brand, but he's also got a very strong business brand. And when you think that people in business today, if they want to really move ahead and get noticed and not given notice, they've got to take notice of their brand. It's got to be congruent with not only your role that you've got, but also the company that you're working with. If you happen to be working with in your own company, you're running your own business, might be flying in your own tree, then you've got some choices because you'll develop a culture and a brand of your own within your own organisation. And then you'll dress into that. It's not going to be this. It's actually going to be what it means to play the game of that company. Because when you think that a company spends millions, probably many millions over the life of that company as it's growing to build that brand, people buy from people, and it's the people that will be representing and be the face of that company. And so what they've got to do is to decide whether they're going to play that game, and that's where I come from, is actually teaching people to decide, well, what's the game they're going to play? What is the company standing for? What's the culture? What's the vision, the mission, where they're going? And if you can't step into that, then go and find another game to play. It's absolutely essential because they're not doing the company any good and they're not doing themselves any favours at all either. And he loved it. And he never looked back from that moment. It was the very first time he'd been able to see himself in the role. He'd been sabotaging himself over and over and had kept missing out on this promotion that he wanted so badly. Amazing what goes on up here. But this is about a strategic plan to make sure that you have in your wardrobe those things that are going to be supportive of you and your goals. So Those people that are standing in front of their wardrobes and thinking, well, okay, what am I going to wear today? I know they're struggling, because you shouldn't even have to ask. It should already be there. You don't need a lot, but whatever you've got, it's got to be perfect. Okay, currency. What do you think people are thinking when you're dressing a few years out of date? Things not fitting, not working. If they can't manage their own wardrobe, they can't turn up looking good, can they manage the job at hand? So there is that perception that they may not be able to. You are an individual person. You are special. And I think that if you can't express something of who you really are in the way you dress, then something's really missing. Why would you want to dress like everybody else does? You know, I've seen people dress very appropriately, but there is nothing about them that stands out from the crowd. So if you really want to be seen and not just part of the scenery, and if you really want to be looked at and not overlooked, then add a little bit of pizzazz. But it's about expressing you. It's about, and that's fine, absolutely. But I'm just going to say, look, it's not worth playing dice with your future. You've really got to think about this very seriously. Your personal brand is something very precious. It's something to be planned. It's something to be really thought out. Anyway, just take it seriously, because it is serious business. And I thank you for listening. Thank you.